What up, y'all? It's your boy KevOnStage. Welcome to Not My Best Moment with Shaun Alexander, Seahawks legend, Alabama legend, overall legend. We're going to talk first about Stand Together. Tell me everything I need to know about it. What makes you excited about it?
Man, Stand Together is awesome. It's about 900 of some of the most successful businessmen, women, philanthropic leaders in the country. Put their time, talents, treasures together to tackle some of the country's biggest issues. I get to play the role of the ambassador of Stand Together.
Right.
I get to build the perfect tripod. There's people that do great work in the communities.
Yeah.
There's people that can fund it. Thank you guys, Stand Together. Right? that can fund the great jobs. And then there's people that can shine a light to it. Those are the influencers. Those are the NFL players, the NBA players, the singers, entertainers. And so I get to bring them all together, bring a cause that I know a player would want, bring the cause there, bring some people that can fund it, and then we explode it. In the NFL, a lot of guys want to go help, but they have no way of knowing what to do or how to do, so they'll throw $100,000 at it, and it really doesn't help.
Yeah.
And so they lose money, they lose the impact, and then they try it again, make a new contract, try a little more money, and it just really doesn't go where it wanted. And I just wanted to be a solution to that issue.
So what made you feel like going in that field post your playing career?
You know what? I'm a mentor at heart.
Yeah.
I wanna help people do the best they can do. Stand Together has some key principles that I believe in, believing in people.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, okay, they do what I like them to do, and so now I'm going to help pull this together. I'm a gatherer by trade. Like, you look up, if it's just you and I, we'd probably get everybody here on this stage if we needed to. You know what I mean? And so I know that about me. So I'm like, well, why don't I do what I do best, gather people, but do it for the right cause.
I love that.
And Standing Together, we're building what I call the philanthropic locker room, which is both current players and legends of old really coming together and saying, hey, here's our new locker room to go impact communities all over the country.
Yeah. So you look great, by the way.
Thank you.
I never hear of you. You're not one of those players who's like, if I was there, I'd run for 3,000 yards this season. What does it feel like to look like you can still play, but obviously you seem very content in what you're doing?
Yeah, you know what? I had a really great high school career. He's cracking jokes, and I had 110 touchdowns in high school. You know what I mean? 14, 42, 56. Those are sophomore, junior, senior year,
Wow.
And everybody's like, man, is there anything greater than high school? I was like, well, I went to Alabama.
Yeah.
And, they didn't count the bowl games, but I probably would still be the one to lead. I let it rushing and touchdowns, rushing yards in a season, rushing yards in a game, touchdowns in the season. I let them all, seasons, game, and career. And they was like, man, is there anything better than this? And I was like, well, I went to the NFL and played for the Seahawks, and you know what I mean, like you just keep playing. And you go to the next thing, and okay, now football's over. We do well. You know what? Me and my bride, we got we about to have our 14th child. They'd be like, what do you? You just keep going. You know what I mean? You go for it. You know what I mean? Like you build philanthropic locker rooms.
I love it.
You get good friends. I've been thinking about it. Everybody's like, hey, you should do a podcast or a TV show.
You seem perfectly apt for it.
And I'm like, you know what? It's just got to fit right. It's got to be the right rhythm for me. But I'm down to do that too. You know what I mean? So so we might start a podcast. We might start a podcast here this year.
I love that.
And I'm tinkering around on some ideas.
Okay.
I want to do it, like life lessons through sports.
Yeah.
Bring my wife in, talk about family talk. What I mean? So that's all right. But you just go to the next thing and you put all you got in it and you watch it succeed and you go through the ups and downs of it all. You know what I mean? Bama wasn't always great when I was there.
Right.
Seahawks wasn't always great.
Right.
Now my high school, we was razzle-dazzle. But that's just a part of it.
So I've heard that once you have over 2 or 3 kids, 3 to 5 doesn't even matter. From 1 to 14, at what point were you like, I don't even care. I just 11, 7,
14. You know what? I remember 3 feeling like, oh, this is different because but they were 3 girls, so that was good. 5 was like, oh, wait a minute. Now we ain't even in matchup zone. We just like one of you kids got to be at least somewhat obedient. You know what I mean? And then you get to 6 and you're just like, nah, you know what? We don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? We don't know. And you just hope that the culture is set. You know what I'm saying? You set the culture right, you're good. And what the Bible said that you can have when you got favor, you got a quiver full of children. I said, I don't know if I got a quiverful, but this left eye is starting to shake just a little bit. I don't know, So if this is the last one, I'd be like, okay, cool,
Yeah, it's just
14. If we have 15, I'd be like, well, okay, cool, that's great. 15, good too, Either way, we're having I just can't imagine life without any other kids.
Yeah.
So that's what makes me always be like, yeah, but it's all my wife's fault though.
Right.
We had 3 girls. She looked at me and said, I still want boys. We had 2 boys. She's like, babe, we could be 3 and 3. And then we had 2 more girls. That made us 5-2. Then we had another boy, 5-3. She's like, babe, we could get 5-5.
Are you guys trying to line
6
up?
girls in a row. We sitting at, when we have this baby, we'll be sitting at 11 girls and 3 boys. I can't remember, was it close the left eye or close the right eye? I can't remember what it was. Man, that's somebody should tell me, you know what I'm saying?
So, I mean, you were an amazing running back with the Seahawks. I'm a Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
In your career, what would you prefer? Juke somebody out of their cleats or run somebody over?
It depends on the moment.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, all the guys all it's joyfully pick on, but they be like, man, you be playing with people in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Then you get in the red zone, and it's like they push that Incredible Hulk button. You running through people's face masks.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, there's something about the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just really enjoyed being goal line, say pop, pop, you put it on. That's when I really like to be physical.
Yeah.
And everything else, we gonna play the game.
For
So,
sure.
I'm gonna be in and out. I'm gonna give you a shoulder and try to move you out the way. But we get in that red zone, get on that goal line.
It's time to run through somebody's chest.
We gotta eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We gotta eat.
What do you think? As a fan, I feel like I saw what made you great, but you're behind the visor.
Yeah.
You're behind the face mask. What do you think made you special? What do you think your elite thing? They say it's one elite skill that takes you as far as you got to go. What do you think was yours?
I'm gonna tell you 3 things I thought I really worked hard on.
Okay.
All right. One of them was knowing the game and knowing how to move people with my body.
Okay.
I see Warren Sapp all the time. He'd be like, you used to always lean to where you wanted to go. I ain't gonna tell him. I still ain't told him. I used to do that to make everybody think I was gonna go one way, and then we run the other. So he don't know. I'm still tricking him. But anyway, so one of them was just knowing the game well, knowing what I'm good at, and then number 2 was I had great vision. I could just feel, and I could kind of say we would see the camera crew and all the people where if I step 2 steps here, this is gonna create this lane right here, and I know how to explode through that hole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was vision, knowing the game, and then I was deceptively fast.
Okay.
I feel like no one knew how fast I was. I'm over here looking at people like, that's a bad angle. You 1,000 out of 1,000 times, you're not going to catch me with that. And so I could get people to stop their feet.
Yeah. I
stop my feet, and I stop them in the heat, and boom, and I go. My burst, they couldn't really, they still catch me.
I love that because I thought it was vision.
Yeah.
I thought you just saw the game and you anticipated holes.
Yep.
And you were there faster.
Yeah.
And you were gone faster than people saw.
For sure.
So I could have been an analyst.
You could have.
I just watched a lot of Seahawks, and I was like, Sean B, you had such a great
him.
feel for the game.
Yeah, playing with him.
And then you would go down sometimes later in your career. You're like, I'm not taking those hits on my brother.
Well, you know what? I knew I was going to get more carries.
For sure.
And so they were like, yeah, you know what? You got to get up under the hits. And so what it is it just looks different. I had those bigger shoulder pads, bigger body.
You had the program pads.
And so when you having that, it just looks like, man, look at that guy just laid on the ground. It's like, nah, actually, you don't know, I was getting up under the hit.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to be strategic because I've got 300 more carries that I gotta have.
Yes, we need you.
Yeah,
healthy.
and so they was like, yeah, because beginning of my career, it was bam, bam, bam,
Yeah,
and it was like Stump Mitchell was a great running back coach. He had me, and he had Amon Green, he had Clinton Portis with the Redskins, went to Cleveland Browns, had all them great backs at Cleveland, Chubb and all them, and he was like, nah, you got to get up on your hits. So I would be like, you hear the room with this dude over here just jumping out of bounds and over, and in my mind I'm like, man, I'll run through your face. Oh, wait a minute. They don't know. I've got to be smarter. I've got to preserve.
For sure.
I've got 300 carries. I got to get
best
through
ability
this year.
is availability.
Yeah, and so I had to change my game up a little bit and learn how to get up under hits. You know what I mean, and make sure that I could be able to play in the end of the season well as I was in the beginning.
For sure, ladies and gentlemen, Shaun Alexander, NFL legend, college legend, high school legend, overall legend, still doing legendary things. Ladies and gentlemen, Shaun Alexander, not my best moment. See you guys next time.